All right, guys. Hey, I'm joined here with Grant Wortman again. He is the broker owner for Chamberlain Realty here in Oklahoma. And a little fun fact, Grant and I led a team together for about a year, a couple of years ago. And when Grant and I were leading this team, you presented a teaching to our team that I thought was profound. And I want you to take a couple minutes to just kind of walk us through this, because I think what you're going to talk about trips up so many agents, and I just thought it was a really, really powerful teaching, so I'd love for you to speak into it.
So I stole this from a guy named Casey Neistat, who used to be a big YouTube guy. I have searched the world to find his video on this because it's so good, I can't find it anywhere. But he did this great little presentation on like the getting a project to 85% and then moving on, okay? And when I watched the video, I realized, oh my gosh, that's the reason why I've been able to have such good success in a lot of business things, is because of that whole concept. And I just never like pieced the dots together, but the way that he communicated it, it snapped in my brain, like that's the reason, that's it. So when I first got into real estate, I love the Lord, so I was like, God called me into this, what the heck do I do? And every day I would go to the coffee shop and I'd journal and I'd pray and I'd be like, I freaking need money, what do I do? And he would give me some little project. All right, today do the, like make a brochure, or make a Facebook page, or message 100 people, or like whatever, is all these little random projects. And so I would sink my teeth into those projects and just like, okay, as if my life depended on it, I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to knock it out with all of my energy and effort. And so what happened is I would lay a foundation of this tiny little project, and then there'd be another one, and then another one, and then another one, another one. And before I knew it, it had snowballed into like this really healthy business. And one of the top tips that I can give for people is getting really, really good at those projects and pushing hard to get your project mostly done. But then, so the idea is that the amount of energy it takes to get a project to, let's say, 85% is almost equal to the amount of energy it takes to take a project that lasts 15%. Wow. So, and if you think about it, I think you'll find it's true as well. Like you can get a whole lot done real quick if you'll just put some focus on it. But then to polish it off, to make it perfect, and just like all that thought processing, thinking, that time, like kind of molding it over, just making it perfect, may actually take longer than it took to do the 85%. And so it's okay, especially in business, to like push, get the 85% done. And if it's what you've put together, if it's pretty good, don't be afraid to be like, okay, that was pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and move on and put that energy on another project. And you just doubled your effectiveness essentially in the same time frame as if you would have just like really fine-tuned whatever that thing was. So one example, right when we started the brokerage, we had 15 people, and we had done some onboarding for people, like, hey, here's how this system works, here's how this software works, here's how to do this, all this. And I was getting real tired. Like, I was like, oh, only 15 people. And I think only 5 of those were new. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I'm going to phone it in, Yeah. And so I had this idea, just make a little online school. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to quickly record each of these different pieces. And so for 2 weeks, just like, hour a day or something, I would work on these little projects to put them together to teach on video me doing all these different things. And I just slapped it together onto a website. It was not fancy. It is not like, there's nothing special about it, but we've now sent, several hundred people, 285 people through that exact website with those exact videos from years and years ago. So I've onboarded 285 people without spending any time, and consistently they come back to me when they come in, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had this 5 years ago. This is some of the best training. I wish I knew about these different things. And I'm thinking, it's not that good. Like, like I just kind of slapped it together, but they're so thankful for it, and it allowed me, that much more leverage to keep going. So that's one example of it, but I think it's true in so many different areas. Yeah. Like, don't be afraid to knock it out 85% and then focus on the next one.
So good. So essentially, like, don't wait until it's perfect, right? I feel like so many agents get tripped up on, oh my gosh, my logo has to be perfect.
Yeah.
My business card has to be perfect.
Yeah.
My face. And what I hear you say is like, get it to a place where it can stand on its own.
Yeah.
Launch it and then keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Get it to where it's like, it's good.
Yeah.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just put together an online school for agents, specifically for the 45-hour post-license course in Oklahoma. And 100%, I was flying by the 85% rule. But all of a sudden, like, it's come together. It's really good because I was just like, get it done, get it done, get it done.
Yeah.
Get it like to a good, maybe close to great level, but don't go for perfect because it'll just take all of your effort and time.
Yeah, no, it's so good. Yeah, don't let the 15 or 10% that's not perfect or unfinished essentially prevent you from going for it.
Exactly.
So I think it's really good. I would just challenge you all watching to think through how can you take this principle of almost like good enough, and not that we don't want to be excellent, not that we don't want to put our best foot forward, but I think not allowing this desire to be perfect prevent us from executing and building a business and going out there and knocking stuff out. So I would challenge you guys just to be thinking through how you can apply this principle in your business.